By Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson, celebrating the 75th liberation with the people of Guam. Biba Guam. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar, Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Coming up on Primetime, the man who confessed to killing 15-year-old Tamika Nauta now faces rape charges. Plus, the vice mayor of Guerrero is sorry for bags of trash left sitting for 2 months after a cleanup hosted by a lawmaker. And also tonight, members from the business community come out to support a bill that aims to roll back business privilege taxes.
Avre, good evening, Guam. I'm Chris Barnett. Rape charges have been added against Brandon Acosta, the man who reportedly confessed to killing 15-year-old Tamika Nauta after a burglary gone wrong at her home in Guerrero last year. A superseding indictment filed on Friday charges Acosta with first, second, and third-degree criminal sexual conduct, each with a special allegation of possession or use of a deadly weapon. Now, according to court documents, Acosta committed the sexual contact during the aggravated assault. It was in June of last year. Tamika was found dead in her bedroom. It wasn't until late October, though, police got a breakthrough in the investigation when an inmate at the Department of Corrections came forward with critical information. That inmate telling investigators that Acosta confided in him that he had killed the teenager. Acosta was already in custody for a separate burglary, theft, and drug possession charges. According to Carlina Charfaris, spokesperson for the Attorney General, we presented additional evidence to a grand jury who indicted on the new charges. Evidence received by our office is part of an ongoing case. Acosta is set to answer to the new charges on Wednesday in the Superior Court of Guam. Inmate Joseph Mansipit dying in a contracted federal facility. Now, that's according to a U.S. Marshal when asked by Chief Judge Francis Tyrico Gatewood in a sentencing hearing held yesterday for drug defendant Ricky Sanchez. This recent death brought to the court's attention by Sanchez's attorney, John Gorman. Gorman argued medical concerns and the need for necessary treatment for his client, drawing concerns in the system as he referred back to Mansipit's recent death while in federal custody. Mansipit had health concerns, having faced a drug addiction. It also stated that Mansipit was involved in a fight while in prison, needing medical attention. About 3 weeks ago, Mansipit was transferred from DOC to serve his prison term in Las Vegas. During Sanchez's sentence hearing, it was confirmed Mansipit's death is under federal investigation. Mansipit's attorney, Curtis Vandeveld, has filed a request to close the case. The inmate and 11 others were charged for conspiring to bring in large quantities of crystal meth from Las Vegas to Guam in 2010. In 2015, he was sentenced to 30 months in prison. Well, another individual comes forward alleging child sexual abuse by deceased priest Andy Mineta. The victim, identified as LLL to protect his identity, alleges that when he was around the ages of 14 to 15 years old and a student attending confirmation classes in Chalampago Church, he was assaulted by Mineta. At the time, Mineta said he would be taking the class on an outing to USO Beach and selected LLL and another student to spend the night at his residence to help him prepare. Now, during the sleepover, Mineta caught the boys smoking a joint, and after lecturing them, asked if they had any more because he wanted to see, quote, what the buzz was all about. He instructed LL to grab a bottle of wine from the fridge, which they finished. When the boys fell asleep, LLL felt Mineta on top of him. Now, LLL alleges the priest sexually assaulted him. He then pushed the priest off of him and proceeded to walk home with his friend. He is suing the Capuchin Franciscans, seeking damages of up to $5 million. Local sex crime charges against National Guard Sergeant Jerry Thomas Guerrero II were dismissed to allow federal charges to proceed. On July 2nd, the Guerrero was indicted by the United States Attorney's Office in District Court on the same incident. He is facing charges for the production of child pornography. KUAM archives show Guerrero was arrested last year and charged with electronic enticement of a child as a first-degree felony, 4 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct as a second-degree felony, and 3 counts of possession of child pornography as a second-degree felony. He was accused of making more than a dozen recordings of himself engaging in sexual acts with a 14-year-old girl. Now, according to Superior Court documents, the case was vacated on July 15th with dismissal warranted based on double jeopardy principles. Well, one senator is down in the dumps after the Dededo mayor's office comes up short on its end of a basula bargain. Here's more. It was hard work cleaning the illegal dump on this stretch of Ukadu pipeline near the entrance of Fern Terrace. But Senator Clint Rogel was able to do it with help from FSM and FAS community groups. Furniture, tires, refrigerators, household trash moved from the jungle to the sides of this road. The cleanup done back in April. This morning we took the senator back to the area he helped clean up. He was shocked by what he saw, saying some of it looked very familiar.
You can actually see there's bags here.
Yeah.
So this was stuff that was already bagged, and it looks like it was never picked up. So it looks like animals tore through it. Yeah, these are the same bags we used. I can tell because of the way they look.
Now look at the place. Dededo Vice Mayor Frank Beneventi admitting to KUAM News much of the trash bagged during the senator's cleanup has been sitting here for 2 months.
I'm sorry, with my 3 staff only, as much as I want to close everything out, okay, it's hard with the big village I have. And I'm just saying sorry. I'll do my best to come back and really clean it up.
Senator Rogel visibly upset, telling KUAM News he had a deal with the Dededo mayor's office, clean it up, and the mayor's office would pick it up. Now, there's no way to tell that a cleanup ever took place here.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. I don't know what to say. It's disappointing and it's inexcusable, if you ask me. So, I mean, people worked hard here on this day. I'm embarrassed to show this to all the people that helped clean up because now they're going to feel like what they did was for nothing.
Vice Mayor Beneventi says some loads were picked up back in April, but at the end of the day, it's the same old sob story. Lack of manpower, lack of funds.
We took 4 pickup load that day. Then the next day came back with another 4 pickup load. With 3 guys working, that's hard. My equipment is down.
Senator Rogel says the mayor's office should have said they needed help.
Whatever, we would have come back with people and help load. In fact, that's the easier part. The hardest part was gathering all the scattered trash from the jungle and everything, digging it out of the weeds and everything, and collecting it and bagging it. That's the hard part. So once it's bagged and it's stacked on the side, it's kind of easy to throw those bags in the back of whatever vehicle, truck or dump truck or whatever. We would have been more than happy to come out and do that.
Vice Mayor Beneventi, meanwhile, says now he'll ask the governor's office to provide a backhoe to clean up the cleanup that wasn't cleaned up. We asked the senator if he would consider coming back and doing it all again.
I'm not coming back here. We'll go to another village and we'll make sure, to me, that we did our job here. I'm not going to bring people back to rebag the trash they already bagged. No.
Business leaders turning out in force today to support a bill by Senator James Moylan to roll back the business privilege tax increase passed last year amid a massive drop in government revenue. Our Nestor Lecanto has more in this report.
The hotly debated tax increase was passed by the previous legislature because of the Trump tax cuts and an expected plunge in government revenue. Realtor Chris Felix says small businesses also took a big hit.
Go from 4 to 5 is a 25% increase in our costs and in our taxes. And that's a lot of money to bear. We ate it, we swallowed it with the understanding it was 6 months, and then it changed on us.
It changed last August when senators decided to extend the increase indefinitely. And while some businesses passed on the hike to consumers, others, says local businesswoman Liz Duenas, had to absorb it.
If we're taking a cut, I think the government should look at their expenses because the government isn't cutting. And I think everybody in this room can attest to that.
Chamber Chairman Joe Arnett agrees the government has done little to curb spending.
This is an opportunity for our governor to assess finances, improve collections, and take advantage of Public Law 34-87, which provides the governor complete authority to reorganize the government with the intent of saving up to $30 million.
But some argue that businesses benefit from big corporate tax cuts. Triple J President Jeff Jones says that's true for some, but not for many.
A lot of businesses are break even, so they don't participate in those savings, but they still have to pay the GRT. I think that's the important thing to understand, is the Trump tax cut only works for you if you're making money.
And for those who say consumer prices won't be reduced even if the increase is rolled back, Arnett says the free market system will take care of that.
Many business entities that increase their prices after the BBT increase may have to reduce the cost of their goods at some point if they wish to survive in this competitive market.
Senator Moylan's bill calls for implementation by October 1st, the start of the new fiscal year. But an Adelup spokesperson says the governor has already made her position clear. Any rollback of the BPT should wait until they can evaluate the full impact of the Trump cuts that are estimated to cost the government $58 million in revenue in fiscal 2020. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Guam's highest-ranking customs officer has strong reservations about the administration's new order to let in all CBD products. Well, Governor Lulian Guerrero, in consultation with the AG, had ordered the release of seized products, saying CBDs are no longer considered controlled substances. However, she says they must still adhere to other laws that regulate them. But during a wide-ranging informational hearing held by Senator Clint Rigel today, Chief of Customs Vincent Perez had a slightly different opinion.
I personally disagree with it because we're doing things that are contrary to what the law is telling us to do. I'm afraid to see that because we're allowing the products in right now, can you imagine what happens if we have CBD products from China, from the Philippines? Where does it end? When are we going to protect our island? I'm all for taking a look and trying to find ways to be able to help our people, but I say we need to do it the right way.
Perez says he's hoping the FDA comes out with guidance so Customs can work closely with public health in developing inspection protocols. Senator Rigel, meanwhile, says many other states are also grappling with the new law regarding CBDs as they develop their own policies. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Pull, dip, pop, like it's your J-O-B. Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut is back, people. Time to go to work on them before they're gone. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Under a uniform pilot program, the Guam Police Department's officers out of the Central Command are sporting new duds. KUAM's Adriana Cotero gives us a peek at the new attire.
Material that's more durable and a more comfortable fit for field operations. This is how Lieutenant James Cruz, commander of the Hagåtña precinct, explains the Class C uniform that he is currently suited in.
It's a different material from our Class B uniforms. Class B it's a light color blue shirt, dark pants. This one, of course, is dark blue, the pants and the shirt.
The previous Class C uniforms did not allow for the physical demands of patrolling. The floor supervisor of the precinct explains.
We can come out in the still of the night. We can be tactical on our approach, make apprehensions without further incidents, or tearing uniforms for that matter. If we have to climb fences, go under fences, go over, water puddles or whatever. It's more durable.
According to Guam Police Department, years ago they were wearing Class C uniforms for patrol purposes, and after conducting a survey amongst personnel, it was determined that the precinct wanted to return back. The uniform pilot program was introduced by the District 2 commander, Captain C.N. Castro, who wanted to reinitiate this ensemble. The 40 officers of this command are wearing these uniforms from July 1st to August 1st. However, halfway through the program, and these 2 officers are in support of a permanent switch.
I think we should switch to this uniform. Yes.
It's up to the chief police to decide if all GPD field operations will make this change. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
The island's mayors are hard at work in preparation for the 75th Liberation Day Parade. Manila Mayor Alan Ugata and his staff are pulling their 40-foot float together, reflecting the pride of the community.
The team based on the legacy of peace and friendship. So we got some unity going on here. We got some of the silhouettes, and then we got the Antigua house going up. We got a couple of things, peace symbol, the globe coming up, and Laddie's feet.
And you know how it is. It's expected to be another fierce and friendly competition between the villages and agencies to earn the top spots in the Liberation Float competition. Well, gear up for the next Red Ball, hosted by the American Red Cross in partnership with Atkins Kroll BMW. As our Tomas Manglotnia reports, the fundraiser comes at a time when natural disasters plague the region.
Color Me Red, that's the theme of the 19th annual Red Ball on September 21st at Dusitani. The fundraiser comes at a time when organizers like the American Red Cross are the front lines of community response to natural disasters. Atkins Kroll Incorporated President Alex Hammett says that the Red Cross provided millions of dollars in aid to the NMI after Super Typhoon Yutu.
The islands were rocked last October, and I think it was pretty evident that the American Red Cross really stepped up and really drained the coffers to provide relief to all of our brothers and sisters up in the island of Saipan and Tinian. And so for this year, it was really important for us to make sure that we did a big contribution.
Sponsors unveiled the grand prize of the night, a 2019 BMW 6 Series 7040i. 1,500 tickets worth $100 each will be sold for the prize, giving you a good chance at winning while helping the Red Cross. Red Bull Chairman David John echoes the importance of raising funds with stronger and more frequent natural disasters in the region.
This is, from our organization, I think I speak for Alex too, it's a slam dunk as far as supporting the Red Cross for its mission and what they do for the community.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglotnia.
Shipping company American President Lines cut the ribbon for its new corporate office at the Landmark Building in Tamuning today. Company General Manager Charlie Hermosa.
Today is a really momentous occasion for us, for APL, the family, for our community. It really solidifies our commitment to the community, solidifies our commitment to the market, to the people of Guam, to all our customers and everything that we do day in and day out.
APL operates a weekly shipping service from the U.S. to Guam and Saipan. It relaunched operations in Guam in 2015. Well, sports is next. Keep it here. Double D's on the way.
Agent Alpha.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha.
Yes!
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're going to be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're going to be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
Taco Bell's nacho fries are already gold. Now turn up the heat with the new Steak Reaper Ranch fries, loaded with steak and drizzled with the fiery heat of the Carolina Reaper Ranch sauce. Taste this red-hot remix, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I have some information on Guam's Ninja Warrior competitor Darren Perez winning a silver medal out in the States. But first off, some basketball highlights from the Summer Jam tournament over at the Tamuning Gym. Check it out. ASC Trust and G4S taken to the court at the Tamuning Gym for the Summer Jam tournament. Tristan Balan too hard on the putback. Teammate Ernest Aquino got his back. Jay Peters with the assist to Brandon Duenas for the long three. Ball rattles in for the score. G4S trying to keep the game close. ASC Trust with good ball movement. Quick pass to the top of the key. Ira Polero lets it fly and shows her range. Deep ball drops in for 3 points. Jay Peters with the rebound. After a missed three-point attempt, Peters goes straight up for the bucket. Ira Polero with another pull-up three from the corner. She was making it rain. ASC Trust started to pull away late in the game behind their outside shooting. Loose ball here, scooped up by G4S. Ball rims out. Deontay McLeod dribbles baseline and hits the short jumper for 2 points. ASC Trust held on for the win, 57-49. Guam Ninja Warrior competitor Darren Perez recently competed at the California State Games, an Olympic-styled organization in the States. He represented Guam well with a silver medal. The State Games of America is a national event throughout the U.S. Each state hosts athletic events for athletes throughout the state to compete for the top spots. Top three of each event. Over 60 athletes competed in the Ninja event, and only 2 completed the course. Darren was one of those finishers. Pacific Games news now. Our women's national basketball team is heading to the semifinals after edging out Cook Island 67-66 in the quarterfinals. Destiny Castro led the way with 22 points and 12 rebounds. Joylyn Pangilinan put up 16 points. Maria Mesa Knowles added 11. The team will next face Fiji for a chance to move on to the finals. Taekwondo competitor Joseph Ho earned a bronze medal for Team Guam. Teammate Alexander Allen beat New Zealand's fighter to advance to the gold medal match.
phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply. Check out Triple J's spectacular deals going on now during the hot summer savings event. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get into a Mazda CX-5 at its lowest price of $19,995 or $152 per paycheck. The big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $282 per paycheck, or the Honda Civic starting at only $176 per paycheck. Triple J says yes. Purchase your next vehicle online at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
What are you going to do now? How are you going to push? How are you going to live? It all depends on you. You ain't got time to be complaining. You ain't got time to be angry. So if you're feeling weak and you in that dark place, you better find the light within yourself, because when it's all said and done, we are all brothers and sisters in battle. I ask you to be strong. Whatever challenge you face, there is no obstacle greater than you. Be productive, be powerful, and from the bottom of my heart, my name is Coach Payne, and I'm asking you to conduct your business. Go!
The Holiday Pledge is definitely like an extension of the Holiday spirit, which is all about family. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. I wear this uniform. I'm definitely proud of my job and what we do. I not only live it in the uniform, but outside of the uniform as well. It's definitely a way of life. I live the Holiday Pledge every day of my life.
Guam continues to shine abroad as the Stargazers dance troupe recently took part in the Love to Dance competition in Orlando, Florida. Stargazers racking up a plethora of awards, including the Legacy Award, which is given to the top national studio, top national Sapphire studio, large group champions, and elite senior small group champions, just to name a few. Mark Gonzalez and Jonathan DeMesa picked up Best Choreography Awards, and several troupe members who competed individually and in duos performed extremely well, placing in the top 3 in various categories. Congratulations on a job well done, Stargazers. And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Here we go, everybody. Tonight's birthday shout-outs from Cold Stone Creamery and KUAM. Happy birthday to Xavier Paul Tuggle Cruz. Happy birthday, Love Peyton Sky and Princeton John. Happy birthday number 5 to Zoe Cruz, some of your loving friends and family. And happy birthday to our beautiful Lily Santos. You are a true blessing, they say, and they all say they love you. Belated birthday wishes going out to Jose Gogui. We love you to the firstborn in the family. God bless and protect you. Cheers and enjoy. And also, Carissa Nico. Happy belated birthday number 15 from Bailey and the entire Sablon family.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the KUAM News Desk, but stay tuned. Your favorite, Jason, is next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hi everybody, Jason Salas here, and we are bringing you all sorts of helpful information you can use to live a healthy island lifestyle. And who better to lead it off than our very own Nurse Jen Artero, who has this week's installment of Health Check.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hafa-day, I'm Nurse Jen. Thanks for joining me for your health check. It's time to get real. Not all weight loss is good. What if a person experiences extreme weight loss without even trying? Could this be an early sign of an abnormal illness? Typical weight loss could occur from simple things like food poisoning, an infection, the flu, even depression. And of course, it's natural to go up and down with your weight, especially around the holidays. But if you drop 10 pounds or more, or 5% of your body weight, over a period of 6 to 12 months, this is defined as unexplained weight loss in the medical arena. And it's time to get an executive health checkup from your physician. According to Dr. Ann Capola, an endocrinologist and a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, extreme unexplained weight loss is always a red flag. A medical evaluation usually begins with testing if you've developed new onset diabetes. In addition, the doctor may want to test you for hyperthyroidism or an overactive thyroid. This means the thyroid, the butterfly-shaped gland that's in the front of your neck, it's not regulating your metabolism correctly. It's ultimately pumping out too many hormones, resulting in the weight loss. Another culprit of unknown weight loss could be from celiac disease or Crohn's disease. This is an autoimmune disorder that leads to diarrhea and malabsorption of foods. On a rare occasion, pancreatitis has been the culprit. Pancreatitis causes the pancreas to become inflamed, leading to quick weight loss because the body simply doesn't produce enough enzymes for proper digestion of foods and leads to diarrhea, stomach pains, oily bowel movements, and nausea. But maybe the weight loss is from rheumatoid arthritis. RA has been linked to excessive weight loss because it can cause inflammation in your gut, altering nutrient absorption. And finally, the one diagnosis that hits all of us the hardest is cancer. Several types of cancers lead to inflammation and GI malabsorption complications that will cause an individual to drop pounds quickly from nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, lack of appetite. Bottom line, if you are experiencing unexplained weight loss without trying, and it's noticeable, then this drop in body weight could possibly be a symptom of a serious diagnosis. Hopefully, if caught early and treated properly, have a positive outcome. I'm Jennifer Artero, registered nurse, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
And I cannot tell a lie, my friends. If you like Nurse Jen, you are going to love her podcast. So make sure to check us out on the KUAM Podcast Network. We are on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Search KUAM Podcast Network, and then make sure to follow us, Nurse Jen stuff, on our podcast network. Really, really cool. And stay tuned, because we are back with more after this.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Ah, the Netherlands, home of the Stroopwafel McFlurry from McDonald's. A mix of delicious vanilla soft serve and caramel waffle cookie pieces. But to get one, you'd have to sneak out of the office, dig out your luggage, wait for boarding group 12, figure out what that means, take a train, take a boat, take a bike, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
KUAM News Extra continues, and we are talking now with John and Sarah from West Care Pacific Islands about the very, very sensitive and very necessary topic of taking care of our vets and providing wellness for those who served before. Hafide to you both. Happy Liberation. Good to see you.
Buenas. Buenas.
Now, I've known the both of you for years. You both have had a multitude of responsibilities for the island, civic service and everything like that. But John, is there any concern, possibly any more noble than want to take care of those who put themselves in the line of fire for our liberties before?
Well, thank you, Jason. That's a very good question. So for almost 30 years, I almost did the same thing with the government of Guam, providing services or coordinating services. The opportunity I have now, which I really appreciate with WestCare, is that I actually have an opportunity to work directly with veterans who are either experiencing literal homelessness or being at risk of homelessness. So, you know, there's a great feeling in making that all work and seeing our veterans get the services that they rightly deserve.
And it's remarkable, Sarah, because I know, I mean, any vet could be someone who is just fresh out of the military. There may be somebody in their 20s who may have served before. You know, they did a certain number of years, and maybe someone that retired from the military, or someone who's kind of like in midlife and everything. But regardless of when you served in the military, by nature of your work, you were at peak fitness like the whole time, and now you've got to take care of, you know, mental health, physical health, even spiritual health, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course your social health, your
That's
willingness and interest in, socializing and being involved in your community and in your family. And, you know, on Guam, that's really big for us, you know, is to be involved in our family. And it's very painful when you see a member of your family who just stays in the room or wants to be left out in what we call our ranch, or just outside of their house for hours and hours by themselves.
Just staring off into the horizon,
yeah,
and, just kind of contemplating.
Right.
I've seen that a bunch.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, they oftentimes join the military when they're, 19, 20, young, and they come back after maybe 3, 5, 20, 30 years, and they're forever changed. You know, they're just very different, and they're both men and women. And they don't have the same interests, and their personality might have changed quite a bit. And so, one of the things that we do at WestCare Pacific Islands is see what we can do to re-engage veterans with their community, with their family, and to take a look at what their overall needs are. And you mentioned them very well. Their mental, emotional, physical and spiritual, social health. You know?
The spiritual one, John, is something I'm really curious about, because how do you actually approach, the nature of faith with someone who, because for a lot of soldiers and seamen, Marines, airmen, what have you and everything, their faith is actually what got them through the nature of their duty. And for others, they're kind of getting back into, reading the Bible, recommitting themselves to a higher power, because when they were in the military, it's like, hey, you may have to go overseas and do some really, really nasty things in service of your country.
Yeah. So again, the spiritual aspects of a veteran's or everybody else's well-being is actually part of our role as veteran advocates and case management in our SSVF program. Because while we're going through the intake process, or even speaking with the veteran, one of the questions is that, what is it that gets you through during your hard times, your times of struggle, your times of hardship? And 9 times out of 10, that veteran is going to respond that, I turn to my faith, I turn to my, to my priest, I read the Bible. It's very, it's spiritual in nature. So, spiritual wellness is a big part of not just our veterans' lives, but everybody else's life.
How many veterans, Sarah, are you working with right now?
Well, since we started our supportive services for veteran families about 4 years ago, we have way over 400 veterans, both male and female, who we've worked with to prevent homelessness. The whole thrust of this particular program that WestCare Pacific Islands has with the Veterans Administration is to prevent our veterans from being literally homeless, which means out in the streets with no place, no suitable housing, or those who are at risk of homelessness. They might have a place to be in, but there's something that's going on in their lives that are putting them in a situation where they can be out in the streets very soon without support or intervention. So that's the group that we deal with. And as John was saying, it's the group that we're most concerned about, because they are veterans, they are people who have served our island, served our country, and now, because of their experiences in the military, find it very difficult to regain some semblance of normalcy in their lives. You know, go back to work, go back to school, or be active and participatory in their family. So those are the veterans that we seek out and do everything we can in a very coordinated and efficient manner with all of our service providers and veteran advocates on island. We do our best to embrace them and find out what it is that we can do to support them. If it be our friends and partners at Department of Labor, Public Health, or Guam Behavioral Health, or our nonprofit partners at Catholic Social Services, or Gumamami, or wherever, we come together on a regular basis to determine, what is the best support system for not only the veteran, but their family too, because it's hard for them to be strong if they don't have a strong family backing.
Very true.
Yeah.
And all who served are very lucky to have you and your staff having their backs. And we want to make sure to let everybody know, check out our description, the show notes on YouTube right now, and we'll tell you all about the 2019 Veterans Health Conference being put on by the fine folks at West Care. And we are back right after this.
Taco Bell's nacho fries are already gold. Now turn up the heat with the new Steak Reaper Ranch fries, loaded with steak and drizzled with the fiery heat of the Carolina Reaper Ranch sauce. Taste this red hot remix, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Every year since Guam's liberation, we've come together as a community to pay homage to those we lost, to celebrate the boundless courage and resiliency of our people, and to take pride in the legacy of peace and friendship that prevails across our islands. In this milestone year, the 75th anniversary of our liberation, let us join hands to celebrate our diversity as we strive for peace and work together to build a better world.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Many of you undoubtedly saw the article that we put on KUAM.com about a survey that's going around probing different households right now about your income and your earnings. Tyrone Taitino from Stats and Plans is here. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while.
Hi.
And
Yes.
way over there on the other side of the couch is Peter Barcinas. Peter, half a day from UOG.
Half a day.
Okay, and we are talking about surveying the community, finding out what everybody makes, finding out what everybody's spending capability is. Tyrone, basic question is probably the most obvious. Why do this work?
Well, because this is the data we collect for the household income survey, and what they do is most basically to examine consumer buying patterns, and what that information goes into what is known as the market basket, which is the basis for this report that comes out every quarter in the Consumer Price Index, and that charts how consumer purchasing power is doing, how the prices are rising, and it's an important basis for other economic decisions or government policy decisions ranging from taxes to the minimum wage. and better inform government policy decisions that affect people's lives. So this is actually a very important survey. It's actually kind of overdue. The last one was done in 2005. But the Bureau is under direction from Governor Guerrero to improve the overall government planning process, which means improving the data we collect. And this is part and parcel of that process.
Well, give me the money. I'll tell you, everybody's on Amazon and they're on iTunes. And
right.
There you go. Just give me.
Yeah.
No,
well,
but seriously, for people that don't understand like the process of this, explain maybe if, and you know, Pete, feel free to jump in and everything. Is GDP a stat that is computed, or is that a decision that has to be made based on input?
This is an entirely different process than this, and this is based on a number of inputs that come in from local government and from the national government. GDP is largely produced by the federal government, and so all these things go into that one here. This one is actually very narrowly focused on consumer buying patterns. What exactly are they buying, and what proportion they're doing, particularly in at the end for this document, the Consumer Price Index. We track every quarter here something over 1,000 different items based in like 8 categories here, ranging from medical expenses to household expenses to food, and that gives a picture of what's happening to consumer buying power, what's happening to prices, what's happening to inflation. And given that information, you can use that to better inform decisions on things that affect the economy, in fact, people's purchasing power, and basically allows to planning for a better, a more improved, more prosperous community.
Very well. Okay, so for Peter, for those of us on the side, those of us who will be the respondents for the survey and everything, like what's the format, what's the method, and what time of day can we expect to be
Part
contacted?
of the survey process involves hiring enumerators that will be trained to the Census Bureau enumeration standard. When the enumerator goes out into the community, he comes with this portfolio of, the credential of being an official enumerator, safety vest, an ID badge, letter of, endorsement from the mayor's council, the university project team, explaining everything about what to do and how to respond to the actual survey. So our role at the university is in partnership with Bureau of Stats and Plans and the Department of Labor for their work in doing these kinds of economic surveys. So the university is overseeing the survey enumeration part. So we take the calls from the community if there's a concern expressed by a household, or we explain further information about the importance of the survey.
And as far as the method, obviously, as you were saying, we are going in the old school, but the tried and true, reliable method of going door to door.
Unfortunately, that's the standard for doing this particular survey.
It still works.
It involves over 200 questions. It's a rather lengthy survey. There's 2 parts to the survey. It involves also a household diary where we ask the household to track 1 week of expenditures. And that becomes the challenging part if you're not tracking your purchasing activity. This survey is requesting the household to take that extra step to compile that information.
Now, what type of day, what day of week are we looking at? Like when this, because obviously this is not like a knock. Hi, can you do this? Can I get 2 minutes of your time?
That varies. It depends on the nature of the enumerator. If that enumerator is a very social person, approachable, you can go out and knock on any house.
Okay.
And that's a challenge, even with the houses that know that there's somebody out there in the door knocking. Their receptivity is based on their knowledge about why is this survey important or why is it good for Guam. And that's, we get those that complete the survey, participate, and those that just refuse to engage in this survey effort.
Okay, so Tyrone will give you the final word, but this is good for Guam. This is good for the economy, and it is essentially your civic duty to respond, right?
Pretty much so. I should point out the difference between this and the census that will happen next year is this one gets a statistical sampling. So in other words, not everyone will be contacted. In the census, everyone will be contacted, every household.
Small sample population for this one.
Well, most surveys are, you do get only statistical sampling for reason of practicality here, and they're still valuable based on statistical projections here. But it's not to say that not everyone will be expected to knock on their door this year. They will get a knock on their door next year from the census. But if you're going to have really do and make real progress and real change to improve your community, Key to that is making better informed decisions. So the better we are at collecting the data on what's happening in our community, the better we armed are to make better decisions for the future of Guam. That's why this is important.
Okay, and hopefully people are going to be able to give up enough information about themselves and their spending patterns. And you know what, folks? You can learn a lot about what you do, learn a lot about yourself. So when you see those enumerators, invite them in, maybe give them a cup of coffee and everything like that, and participate. It's going to be good for the island. Okay, and we are back after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just, feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
Pull, dip, pop, like it's your J-O-B. Cheesy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut is back, people. Time to go to work on them before they're gone. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
As is customary on the segment, we normally talk about property ownership and finding the house that you will live in and own for the rest of your life. Not the topic today. We are talking about rentals. Liz and Gina are here from Remax Diamond Realty.
Yeah.
Half a day, ladies.
Half a day.
Gina,
I know.
why the glum face?
Because we're talking about rentals.
Dark cloud has descended over this segment all of us. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is the state of the rental market right now for the uninitiated?
Well, I think if you're a military, we've got like three markets, right? We've
That's
got
right.
military tenants. We
got-
have our families that are under what they call the Section 8 program, which is subsidized rental. And then we have our local
Is it fair
market.
to call that low-income families?
Low to medium.
Okay, low to
Yeah,
medium. Okay.
yeah. And then we've got our local population, so everybody else who doesn't fall into those two categories.
People who live here, we make this our home.
People who live here, yeah.
Forever.
And we actually have a lot of investors right now that are in the market. And the gloomy, the cloud over my head, and,
Oh, boy.
and I've been, trying to talk to everybody I can and pitching this is, I know that as an investor, or like if I have a lot of families who had lived in their home forever. Now they're moving to the States or they want to downsize, and they come to me and they say, well, I would like to rent my house to the military market. They're investors, of course, they want to maximize, and frankly speaking, the military budget's much greater than even our local population, right?
Okay, I'm going to ask you for some hard numbers now. If you're a 21, 22-year-old in the Navy or Air Force and you've got maybe 3 or 4 years in the military, you're an E4, E5.
That's right.
Maybe like a sergeant and everything like that. What would your allotted budget be?
From our understanding,
it's about 22.
About
2,200.
If you're married with family and children, it's about 24.
Comparably, if you are someone
that's what the families are telling us.
Yeah, if you're someone who lives on Guam, you're employed by the private sector here, you were educated on Guam and everything like that. That
like me, I wouldn't want to spend more than $1,000 a month.
That number is decidedly lower, yeah.
Right? It's different.
The local market is different.
More than half of that.
Yeah, the local market is different. I mean, their budgets, we're getting calls constantly for both Section 8 and the local market. Section 8 budgets are around $1,200, $1,300, and it could be more depending on the number of bedrooms.
Slightly more.
Slightly more. But if you, like for you, for example, when you're renting for like $900. I just got calls yesterday, people looking for the $1,000 budget. It's hard to find. So we're really concerned that, of course, as realtors, our responsibility is also to the local market. However, it's a question of what is available, what's out there, and we need to fill that market. Because if we don't, right now, we've got quite a bit of homeless right now. There's over 1,000 homeless.
And this is the chicken and egg economic problem, right? Because the investors and the property owners are going to say, okay, I need to take a hit, and I'm going to lose money on this.
Well, they want to maximize their investment, of course.
So do I drop my price just to accommodate the local market?
Well, here's the deal. Like with some of these investors, for instance, I've been living in my home for the last 20 years, and then I decide I move up or I move down because my kids are gone and I want something smaller. So I take that property and I want to put it on the market. So people are contacting us and saying, okay, we want to rent to the military, but that house isn't automatically just going to rent to the military. We have a glut in the market of military rentals. That's my opinion right now. There's a lot of military rentals, a lot of investors, a lot of people buying new homes specifically to put it on the market for military tenants. So there's just a lot. So if I own that home and I'm looking, okay, what do I need to do to compete with those houses, these newer homes? I need to gut it and spend what, maybe $40,000 to $50,000? Well, what I'm trying to tell these investors is, or these property owners, why do that? Why go spend $40,000, $50,000 when we have a market that nobody is catering to? You're not going to make 22, but you're spending 50 to get to that price range, right? So, the property needs to be in good living, in good condition.
Well, what about if you're a savvy and wise investor, why don't you just kind of you hedge your bets?
No, but here's the catch. Everyone wants to maximize their investment.
Sure. Yes.
And as Gina puts it, when they leave, of course, they want the most that they can for the dollar. But you'd have to evaluate, if you're going to spend X amount, are you going to really get that back in return? Versus there is a market right now that's pretty strong that nobody is really focusing on. So I think we want to get the message out there. There's a lot of, in our community, people are looking for 900, 1,000, 1,200 rentals. And these are people that are employed.
Okay.
And they have the buying power for that budget. But we need to fill that market.
I'm loving the fact how you're actually saying specifically these are investors. And, if you look at it in terms of traditional, if you were going to play a stock market.
Yes. Right.
Investment advisors would say you need to diversify. So say, Gina, if you've got 6 properties under your management, would you say it would be a smart strategy to say, okay, I'm going to take 3 and cater these to the local market. I'm going to take 2 and cater those to the Section 8 tenants, and then take the 1 and really put big time money in that, and then cater that to the military. And then I kind of
then you have a good
balance.
I
have balance, and the numbers should work themselves out.
Well,
in theory, that works.
In theory, but I find most investors, if they can afford to upgrade and cater all to the military market, they do. That's what they go for. But what I'm suggesting is, instead of spending, and most of our investors are single individuals with 1 or 2 houses. Lucky if they own 2, right?
Right.
So to those folks that are getting ready to put their property on the market, we are suggesting that you not spend the $50,000 to renovate. You sit down and you work out your numbers. Number one, it's going to cost you, it might even cost you more now because we don't, we do have a shortage in labor. And if you do find labor to do the work, you're going to have to be patient and wait it out.
Wait it out.
You're looking at about 6 months for that type of work. But what if you just made it clean, put in good appliances, painted it, put it in good condition, put it on the market, and cater to our local population?
Okay, you're starting to get like all stressed out here. Please, woo-sa, like relax. Okay, that's unfortunately.
It's a suggestion.
Okay, that is a decent
Yes.
strategy. So we are going to try and calm Gina's nerves right now. Let's go, kumbaya, my lord, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, we're going to calm Gina down.
Okay, Jason.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. This primetime lineup is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. KUAM Community